Hello, welcome to. I don't even know what to call this podcast. This is gonna be great. We got a new guest on the podcast today. It's gonna be pretty snazzy. The main subject we're going over is: would you survive being trapped on a desert island or something along those lines? I don't know entirely. We'll see how it goes, man. It should be okay. So let me undeafen here, and then we'll all do our introductions.
So, so,
Can you
so,
imagine
so, so, literally.
Literally what?
Yeah.
we were just talking about like a dude getting paid to hit a trash can on beat.
Yeah,
Ah. Well, anyways,
yeah, exactly.
so I am Smitnov or Ari, aka the attractive and overly brilliant one. Um, and I don't know who's gonna introduce themselves next after me, but we'll see. So do it, or I will not do anything. I don't know what I'll
Okay,
do.
so I'm Envy, or otherwise known as Samuel, and I'm here.
He's cool. He's the cool
Yeah,
one. He's the really cool one.
definitely, yeah. Yep.
All
And
right.
and
Sorry, I was asking if you wanted to
this is
next.
awkward now.
I was asking if you wanted to next, but I
Yeah.
accidentally interrupted you. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Hi, I'm jacobslitstuff, or just Jacob. I just go by Jacob, and I I I, hi, I'm here.
AKA the super famous guy. Like, look at my man's TikTok follower count. Wow. And Twitch and
Put
YouTube.
put the super famous in not in parentheses.
Yeah, I'll put
in
it
by
in
parentheses, I mean
parentheses.
like the what is it, like the thing where you make the peace
Quotations?
sign, but then like close your fingers to like show the sarcasm. What's that called again?
I have no idea. I'll just put in, like, quote signs. The super famous one.
The quotations. That's what it is.
Quotation marks. Oh, yes. Now we're going over grammar. All right, let's talk about grammar for this whole podcast. So, in my grammar class, we learned about pronouns, right? And no, I'm joking. All right. So where should we even start with this? Oh yeah, also somebody will join in the podcast within the next couple minutes. That's pretty cool. All right. Where are we gonna start with this? I'm trying to think for like a way to start this. So let's say you're a fisherman, right? You're
All
I don't
right.
know, 20, 30. Let's say you're in your 20s or whatever. Well, actually, let's say you are as old as you are now, and you're just out fishing,
Oof.
and then oh no, your boat springs a leak. So you hurry and you speed up, and then you make it to a local desert island, and then or not necessarily desert, but just a local island. And you climb off your boat, and then your boat explodes, and all you have
Wait,
with
how did it
you.
explode?
We don't go into detail.
Yeah.
And then all you have with you is, let's say, like a hatchet and like a small knife, and that's it. And you have like enough food and water to like prepare yourself to get more food and water. So that's it. That's all you have, and you're trapped on a random island. How are you gonna survive the island of doom?
Um. Well, okay. Well, first and foremost, you added the adjectives of doom at the end. Why is it so doomly? What's on it? Do we
Um,
know?
it's like demons that have taken control of human not.
Oh,
It's it's just an island. I was saying Doom because a lot of it's pretty hard to survive on an island. Apparently, I mean I've never tried it. I may eventually, but I've never tried it. Um, yeah. What would the first form of business be? That's the question. The first form of business for this island, would it be? I don't know, getting waters or something. I don't know, man.
I mean, is there anything on the boat like that? Like, was there anything else on the boat that went down with it?
Yes,
Wait, what happened?
mostly scrap stuff. Oh, hey, it's that guy. Oh, hey guys. Now the offensive one can introduce himself. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Nope, I don't really.
All right. So I guess on the boat when it blew up, I guess there'd be some, just some miscellaneous stuff, but nothing really of a lot of value. I guess you could find, a little piece of metal or like a can here and there, I guess. Right? Nothing much. Stuff that may be valuable later, but currently, it's there, I guess. Notice how I said can.
Alright, so can somebody fill me in on what's going on right now?
Basically, long story short, we were on this boat, then it sank, and then we swam to an island, and then it blew up. And we have a hatchet and a knife, and a little bit of food and water, but like only a tiny bit.
Yeah. You could probably swim down to it, although it would not be very easy. You could do it, though. Right, and remember, it did explode, so it's probably not in good condition.
I would say, I feel like if there's anything on the boat, it's probably kind of wasted by now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the boat, like some of the materials from it would be useful, but currently I just wouldn't bother. Well, I go and like take a look, see if there's anything that looks good. But let's say you look, and there is absolutely nothing on the boat. It's completely demolished. Not a speck of dust left, or there's only a speck of dust left. And
I mean, I guess the next step. Sorry,
Yeah.
continue.
And so, yeah, you're stuck. There's no way you're rebuilding this boat. This little speck of dust isn't gonna make anything. And yeah, so first, what's the first form of business then?
Okay, number one, because I seen Castaway, we befriend a beach ball, right? And then obviously that will help us through our journeys, Yeah.
I would say.
I mean,
Hmm.
he got a point here. I mean,
Yeah,
having
exactly.
friends is like good mental health stability.
Yeah.
What if you just make like your knife or your hatchet your best friend? And name him Tom. Me
Is
and
that a
Well,
technique in the beach
That's
ball?
a bit questionable, but okay. I mean, you could go for it, but yeah.
So I think the first form of business that'd be good. So have you all heard of the 3-3-3 rule?
Nope.
I'm not sure if this is
No,
true,
I've
but I
not
think
heard.
this was like the rule that you can go 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, or 3 hours. Wait, no, yeah, 3 hours without shelter, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. Right before you are dead is what the guy said, I believe. I think it was in that order, but I'm not sure. So I guess then I would go and I'd set up a little place, like a tiny shelter and a fire. That sounds pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's probably the
fire.
That does sound like a smart bet. I was even thinking, because if the whole idea is to survive, my idea of surviving is escaping. So I'd probably gather a bunch of rocks and try to like build like an SOS like sign like in like the sand in the hopes that someone flies over it.
Yeah. What about? Wait, actually, now I think about it, water. How'd you get water? Because you can't. Can you boil the salt out of water? I'm gonna Google this real quick.
I mean, yeah, I think you can. Like if it was like dire need, you could boil the ocean water to make it drinkable.
Yeah,
Or drinkable enough anyway.
yeah, I guess. I feel like is there a filter you could use maybe? Like, could you use like your shirt or something? Like run the water through your shirt?
I don't
and
think
would
that'd
do anything?
filter enough.
Yeah, I don't think it would
Because a
either.
lot of the filtering is like on like a pretty not subatomic, but like a pretty like
Tiny.
microscopic level.
Oh wait, you could like see if you have like if you can find any plastic or something. Like let's say there was, I don't know, you get like plastic and build yourself like a little rain catcher.
Ooh, that's smart.
But it would have to rain during the next 3 days. So maybe a humidity catcher. I can't remember how those work.
Yeah,
would
for
say
things like finding food and stuff, there's like palm trees and stuff, so coconuts, right? There's
Oh.
these worms called coconut worms, and they burrow in the side of coconut trees. You can actually eat those for nutrients. They're edible.
Oh. You could also eat the
And
coconuts.
plus, also, you can take coconuts. Coconuts, you also have a good source of coconut water. And there's certain materials in the coconut itself you can actually boil down to make a kind of like a shell type of bread
I'm
type
so stupid.
form of
Yeah, you could
sustenance.
just open up coconuts and drink that.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And
Sam
on
is onto
top of
something here.
that too, some bark of coconut trees, the inside's edible, especially if you clean it off and make sure there's no coconut worms in it.
Oh,
Oh,
what
that's
are?
right. Yeah,
And the
like
coconut
they're like.
worms, yeah, and the coconut worms don't get into the actual coconut. They eat the actual inside of the tree.
Oh, that's coconuts, or mangoes. I mean, islands will probably have mangoes too. If we're talking like really tropical, maybe it has like coconuts or mangoes from time to time. You know, a little mango tree here, coconut tree there, a banana tree.
I mean, this is a stretch, but I mean, like, you could also try searching for like, if there's like some sort of spring, if there's like some sort of natural water source. Depends on how large this island is.
Here, where is the island located? Like roughly, like what ocean?
Wait, where is it? Like on the map?
Yeah, like what ocean? Or what's a landmark near it? What's a country or territory?
I don't know. Let's say it was like somewhere near, like Brazil, right? So it's like
Near Brazil.
it is
Okay,
a
so the
pretty warm
Atlantic
area,
Ocean.
right? It's relatively southern. Wait, that's not how it
It's
works.
below the equator, so it is southern, yes.
Let's put it like, well, somewhere very close to the equator. So it is very, very warm. It's not extremely hot, but it is very warm. Yeah. So, and it is a tropical area. It is a very, very tropical area. It's, yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't that add a bit of danger? Because doesn't bacteria feed on moisture and all that?
I don't know.
Or need moisture
Ooh.
to remain? And tropical areas are sort of known for very moist
Okay,
habitats.
but if you're not cut or anything, you'll be fine, right? I mean, what are we
Now,
talking
the odds
bacteria on?
of getting cut, though, are extraordinarily high considering you're trying to survive on an Atlantic island near Brazil.
Well, couldn't you try to look for like aloe vera plant or something? Can't doesn't that stuff like help? Isn't it like a natural? I believe.
If you still get like sick or something like a cold, which would probably be fairly likely if you don't get enough done on the first like couple days, it's probably going to be very likely. Which means I don't really think I'll do too much. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't think bacteria would be that much of a danger, if I'm being completely honest. As long as you're fine,
I
as long
think
as you
it'd
don't
be a major
really hurt yourself. I think that would be like one of my last
could
concerns.
also get
I'd
food
have it in the
poisoning.
back of my head, but I wouldn't be too concerned about it. I wouldn't up front worry. I'd just look around, and if I
Yeah.
see like a plant, like a mint, not a mint plant, if I see like an aloe vera plant or any of that, right, some stuff that you could use to help, with cuts and stuff, then I would just pick it up. I don't know if
I
you
will
can use it.
probably. You also need to find some way to like disinfect a cut first.
Ooh.
I'm
And
gonna look that
also,
up.
if it's a big enough cut, it's probably going to be bleeding, so you don't want to bleed out. And I don't think aloe will fix constant bleeding.
Well,
I was about to
remember you
say,
can.
I think the truth of the matter is I don't think I would think to even like think about bacteria, which means therefore and it's not like I'd purposely be trying to get hurt. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm not like I shouldn't get a cut because that way I might get a disease. I'm gonna think I should not get a cut because I don't want to get a cut.
Well, also, you wouldn't bleed out because remember you could just wrap like a pair of clothing around it and it work and kind of use it like a band-aid. It wouldn't be the best, but it'll work.
And you also expose another part of your body to getting cut and trapped with bacteria. And also you're not gonna be able to sleep nearly as well, considering that. Like say that you use a shirt or something to stop bleeding. Well, now you just lost loads of warmth for the night. And sure, build a fire. Like that might help for a small amount of time. But eventually you're gonna run out of sticks and then you're gonna have to like do something about the trees. Trees are gonna be a great source, but if you don't have a hatchet or anything, it's probably gonna
Well,
be
You
a
do
bit
have a
hard.
hatchet.
Yeah, I said you have a hatchet and a small knife.
Now, how long will you be here on this island?
Very long time.
Okay, so you're probably going to run out of trees eventually, assuming it's a smaller island.
Well, let's just say trees are not a problem. Let's just say you
And
won't
you're
worry
going-
about trees, right? You can forage pretty much forever, just for the sake of this.
Alright, so assuming we have an infinite amount of trees, bacteria is not an issue, even though we're in a very tropical climate. And
Okay,
you don't have to
bacteria.
worry
I'm
about
saying with
being cold.
bacteria, you could solve it. Like, keep in mind, I read this. In fact, salt water is good for caring for wounds, apparently. Or
That
boiled
actually
water.
makes a lot of sense.
What do you do? And yeah, so you'd want to, and from my experience, I have had many cuts out in the woods, and it's never been bad. Okay, I've gotten cut, I've had like bleeding, but it was never really bad bleeding. You would have to get really hurt for that to happen.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but you don't only have to worry about bleeding.
well, yeah, but I'm saying with bleeding, right, is probably going to be one of the
Bleeding-
main ones, because well, if you bleed out, well, there's not. You'd have to take off clothes and whatever, as you said. Oh, you die because clothes off. You'd be a nudist on the beach.
Well, you wouldn't die. It just causes major discomfort, and with fire,
Another reason is not also from cuts and stuff like that. It's also from diseases too. From those cuts, gangrene is a very bad problem. Open wounds getting infected by different bacteria and plants, and a lot of things can cause that type of stuff.
And also, even if you use your shirt, I guarantee you that germs are going to be on that shirt.
Oh yeah, I guarantee it. But I don't think germs would be too much of a problem if I'm being
Anyway,
honest.
immediately, if you're trying to apply a tourniquet, it's always 4 inches above the wound to stop the bleeding, applying pressure and cutting off that blood flow and stuff.
Yeah. Gotta be careful though
So-
not to
Sure,
hurt it.
But it also depends on the size of the cut and how deep it is and stuff. And yeah,
But I just don't think it'd be too bad with bacteria. So you have a lot of trees. You bacteria, while existing, is not like a big concern. What do you do, right? We're
The
just saying basically.
animals, the dangerous animals, because once again, tropical islands tend to have poisonous animals. I mean, almost every climate, if not all climates, do have dangerous, quite a few poisonous animals. So you'd have to worry about those, assuming the worst. Because if you don't assume the worst, then you could be, like, even your mindset could be in a wrong place to deal with major problems.
Well, the strategy for that would be, I guess, just stick to the beach. Stay out of the beach
Stick
as
to
much
the
as you can, because a big black snake in the sand is pretty easy to see, if I'm being completely honest. It'll be much safer than
Unless it's
staying in the
like-
woods, for obvious reasons.
All right, so
I
in
would
the
say,
daytime,
but besides serpents,
So in the daytime, that's going to be you gathering sticks from the forest without getting cut or much bacteria, alongside avoiding any poisonous animals. Even if they aren't poisonous, it's still a fairly big risk considering you have low, if not any, medical supplies. And then you also have to get food. And if you were to get some sort of meat, like a crab maybe, you have to make sure not to get any food poisoning. So you'd need more fire, which would consume more trees. And in a realistic circumstance, which this isn't, because you said that you'd have an infinite amount of trees,
Why is this a
Yeah,
debate now?
I'm just trying to point out the, sort of flaws.
Yes, because this is a
About the-
fictional story. We're sitting here
I'm
in our
trying to make it
bedrooms talking
fairly
over a call.
realistic.
but he do have a point here though. I mean, like, what other animals are there? Like, are there like tigers? Are we gonna like get like mauled in the middle of the night?
Okay,
No,
I
they're
think
not gonna get
tropical
tigers.
islands, I believe, are very prone to having things such as the most dangerous thing would be probably snakes. They may have wild boar, but if so, not many. It'd probably have the main problem would probably be snakes. There's probably a couple of snakes on that island.
snakes and other reptiles and stuff.
Yeah.
Depending on like the region of your island, Komodo dragons and different types of monitor lizards can be a big problem.
But let's
those
say
also
Komodo
tend to
dragon.
lie on beaches and stuff. By the way,
let's say that your problem was just the island had, let's say, ducks and snakes or something. And I guess a couple of wild boar, but not old ones, little ones. Because I'm going off of what I read about in an actual story from a guy that spent like a year on an island by himself for fun.
Proceed.
So I guess let's say there were a few wild boar, not a lot, but they existed, and then there were, I guess, ducks, and there were snakes, not many, but there were snakes, enough that you should be cautious. So you gotta keep an eye out, try to wear your tallest boots, all of that.
Wait, so if we're going based off this dude's story, does that mean we're expecting like a year on this place?
Yeah, we're expecting like a long time, like at least a month, up to a year. I'm saying that I'm basing this like off of what I learned from the guy's story. Right, he was on an island. He had like all of the stuff that he did. He had just a machete with him, and that's what he did. Was he survived on there for a year somehow, with a radio and stuff to like contact people. And I will admit though, he did get infected at one point in time. One of his hands got infected with something due to a cut. Although he did naturally recover after taking some advice for like how to clean it correctly, how to wrap it.
I would say, but that's the thing. If he's got a radio and stuff, I mean, we don't got those supplies.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
how bad would his infection would have gotten if he didn't have that radio?
It probably could have been bad, but it was he only did the simple stuff, like which plants to grab, which isn't actually that simple now that I think about it. But he found out which plants to grab. And he grabbed like certain plants and certain things, and he like rubbed them together and did whatever. I think he made some sort of gel. And he didn't use his hand for a couple of days because what he was doing was, even though it was infected, he was still using his hand to work, I believe, because yeah, he had to stop using his hand for a couple of days to actually let it fix itself. Otherwise, it just wouldn't go away, and it may get worse because it keeps blistering his hand worse, and it came from blisters. But yeah. So I guess priority, obviously, food and water, and a little bit of shelter. If you have a little hut thing or whatever you built, a little lean-to, I guess, something out on the sand to keep you protected from rain, I guess, the simple stuff. Just the necessities, and now you're figuring out, how do I get water and food? And with water, actually, I figured out how boiling works. What they do is they'll get a bunch of salt water and they'll pour it in a bucket or something and set a fire under it. And they'll set like a piece of plastic or like a piece of glass or something above it. And as it evaporates, all the drips will get onto that and drip into their cup. That's how they do that type of thing. I would not have thought of that, but that's what they do.
What? No. That's fake news. And by fake news, I mean that's kind of extraordinary.
Yeah, I looked it up because I wanted to know. I know that that's how you do it in Raft, but I didn't know you actually did that in real life. Like you collected vapors. And apparently,
that would work. That's just.
You don't remove the salt from the water. You remove the water from the salt. Modern problems require modern solutions.
Also, another thing
is
with hydration would be rainwater. If you could, like, using some sort of filter, like once again, a shirt, though there would be germs on that. If you aren't using it to stop bleeding, of course, you may be able to get some rainwater there.
You could boil the rainwater.
That's true, you could.
Just boil everything. That's what I know. If you're surviving in a bad situation, just boil everything. Boil your skin, boil water, food, boil everything. Boil ants.
When you get a cut, take the blood that came out of the cut, boil it.
Yeah, boil it and then put it back in. And it'll be clean.
Yes, cleans the wound.
It does, 100%. I know it. I'm a professional. Don't worry. I'm a professional.
Boil the Komodo dragons.
Boil the Komodo dragons. Boil the snakes.
Boil the venom from the snakes.
Oh, you know what you could do? Boil crabs.
Ooh.
Actually, yes.
Crabs, lobsters, prawns, crawfish if they live in that area,
Yeah, you could
you can just.
If you go
Yeah, seafood's a very active thing that you can actually boil and stuff. Like you can make like pretty decent food on a desert island if you think about it.
Well, let's say.
Now, I'm probably only
Ooh.
talking about this stuff because I'm hungry right now, but hey.
Yeah, Sam, I haven't eaten dinner yet, and it's 7:30, so I'm hungry as well. I'll eat later though. What I just realized, if you got like fibers, like plant fibers or vines or something, and you built yourself like a bit of a net, couldn't you just like catch like tons and tons of shrimp? Because my grandparents, they once went and caught shrimp, and they had like a bucket filled with shrimp from a couple of hours of just sitting there and just collecting them in a net.
Probably.
I believe it was in a net. I'm not entirely sure, but you could get so much shrimp.
See, if you could find a way to manage to like get a net and like find a good fishing spot, yeah, you could totally do that.
You'd be set, man. Be set. Another people, yeah, and then you could try to build a fishing pole, I guess, but that I don't know how you'd go for that. It's probably very difficult to build, unless I'm just dumb. I don't know. I suck at fishing personally. I've tried it a couple of times and I've never caught anything.
Shoelaces potentially for
True.
for a fishing pole. And if Sam's talking about the worms, I mean that could be bait potentially if fish are into that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's probably, I assume there's probably earthworms on this island, since there's earthworms, like, everywhere.
Everywhere.
I figured out that the best way to find those is you'd wait till it rains, and then I guess you'd go, butt naked, and then start running around the beach looking for earthworms, because you don't want to get your clothes wet. But you'd, I'm joking, obviously,
That'd be a
but
terrible thing.
in the rain, there are a lot of worms out, just everywhere. Well, that's where the worms are, or before it rains. What you want to do is figure out when it looks like it's about to rain, and you run out really, really quick and get as many earthworms as you can, and put them in like a can or something, and then run back. They're actually very good for eating too, by the way. I read from a guy that is like, he was a veteran, and what he would do is he'd get tons of earthworms, and he'd put them in a little can thing, and let them just sit there and poop until they've pooped everything out, and then go and lay them on top of a rock in the sun and let them dry out into like a little crunchy thing, and grind them up into powder and put it in his food. And it has tons of protein, and you can't taste it. It's not the best to think about it's there, but you actually can't taste it.
I mean, if it's got the protein, I guess.
Probably need as much as you can get, so.
Yeah, you're just doing whatever you can to survive, man. Just trying your best. Oh, and then I would go and build a radio tower out of rocks. That would be a pretty good thing to do,
Out of rocks?
I'm joking. You know how video game logic, it's just like, all right, so I've gone and I've punched a couple of trees, I've grabbed a couple of rocks. Let's pull out this pickaxe and just dig into the ground. Oh, now I have all the stuff to build a radio tower and a fully functional assault rifle. Thank you, game.
Wait, guys, why didn't I think about this before? All you have to do is kill 3 sheep, destroy 1 log from a tree, and then you not only have a floating tree that you can rest in, or like have a countertop, but you also have a bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can sleep there every single night and not get killed by the creepers.
And if you do get killed, you'll just respawn there. Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No, you just get yourself killed since you've probably set your respawn point at home.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, actually, no, it was on the boat, but the boat bed was destroyed. So if you got yourself killed, then you just respawn back in wherever you came from. Right? Wherever you went and hopped on the boat, and they'd be like, "Where were you?" And I said, "Oh, I got lost at an island, and I died, and now I'm respawned. I lost all my stuff. Oof."
I was saying, but what did you lose? A hatchet and a knife? I mean, how much did you really lose?
True, I mean, you can get that from like 3 minutes of getting metal or iron. Or if you're good at it, or if you're like Dream or something, like 30 seconds. But, speed running, getting off deserted island. Getting
off deserted island speed run. That's the conclusion of how we survive.
Just speed run leaving.
Just find a way to get off it as fast as you can. No matter about being found, you find them.
You could just do what Jack Sparrow did.
Yeah.
Sea turtles.
Exactly.
In all honesty, though, it would be very, very difficult to leave. I've tried to build rafts before from
Yeah.
wood, and I just couldn't get it. Couldn't get to work.
Oh yeah,
So
man.
it'd be a bit hard to keep it together in an ocean with random currents and waves
Yeah.
splashing up. So
So you'd
yeah,
probably
your
just be
best-
better
your-
off waiting for
your
someone else to
safest
find
bet
it.
would, yeah.
Yeah, just hope you don't get infected by the Rona pigs. Then oof,
Because
you'll
we
die.
know that Rona is all over the place.
Okay, if the island had a cave, would you explore it?
Well, I don't know, man. What about those zombies, those skeletons, those Endermen? I mean, you got to
Bro,
be
the
careful.
Bro, the Enderman though, like even if you have a shelter, just imagine its head poking in through the doorway as you try to sleep. Man, that'd be spoopy.
Man, imagine if there was
Although-
a cave on it. Would you go in or just avoid it?
Actually, I'd
Probably.
probably try to go in. I'd probably try to make that my shelter, if anything.
Well, you have to be. Well, you need some sort of light because it's sort of dangerous going in a cave on a tropical island when it has snakes and it could have some sort of ivy. It'd be a bit.
You've got to be very,
Oh, yeah,
very
that's
careful if you're
something
going
you
that
need to
way.
be- You also need to account for like poison ivy or something.
True, true. From
Granted,
what I've seen of caves, as long as you're careful, you would probably be okay. But my worry would be if you get bitten by like a bat or something. Oh, well, there you go. You're dead.
GG.
Right? GG.
Yeah.
Feels
Ooh.
bad, man. Game over. Because
I would say,
rabies. You could do all you could, but if you get bit by one of those little brown boyos, and oof. Feels bad, man.
not poggers.
Fatality.
Total no.
Fatality.
You have made a fatal error. Would you like to try again?
Yes,
No,
please.
Game over. Bot.
Just close his game after dying. Aw, man. I couldn't
No,
survive
this
Desert
is a true
Island.
story. My mom used to play these mystery games, and whenever you do something that would get you killed, the screen would go black, and it would just say, "You've made a fatal error. Would you like to try again?"
Wow.
That's actually.
And I cannot tell you how many times it's only happened like once or twice, where I accidentally clicked the wrong thing and restarted the game.
Ew. That actually. Ew. Yikes.
Ooh.
It only
Feels
happened,
bad,
it only
man.
happened like once, but it was enough for me to like never want to play that game ever again.
Literally
Well,
me when Ark deletes
Once
all of my
is too
items.
many times.
Yeah.
Once is one too many times.
Once. Twice. 3 times. 64 bits.
No, no.
32 bits. 16 bits. 8 bits. 4 bits. 2 bits.
4 bits.
1
2 bits.
bit.
1 bit. The wrist game.
The wrist game.
Vivi mon ami, je m'appelle Fayette.
Are you okay?
What?
Wait, I just realized after like it wasn't until like he was at like 16 or 8 bits that I realized that he was talking about like video quality. I thought he was like talking about like Twitch bits.
Man, I
was
wish I
like,
got
dude,
Twitch bits.
you're progressively getting less money. What?
Same. That's what I did when I got banned from YouTube. Hey, hey, if any YouTube executives are doing that or know about that, you kind of mean, man. You hurt my feelings.
Haha, your YouTube channel go bird.
Yay. It was fun.
Ha ha ha! Get terminated. Ha ha! Funny.
Fun the
Over.
monkey. Fun the monkey. Fun the final monkey. Ho,
My
ho.
word, there's a creeper following me. Somebody help.
Shotgun intensifies. As an American,
Wait,
I would
guys,
pull out an RPG.
RPG.
Speaking of which, how do we miss the most simple solution, guys?
What?
If we're gonna mine for iron, why didn't we just make a bucket, gets us, and then with our water and with our lava, just make an ender portal?
Oh,
Right.
well, no, because then there's even more lava in there. And
Wait,
people
wait.
try to-
Wait, he's got a point though. Why don't you go and like build yourself a nether portal and then just run a little ways in the nether and rebuild it, and then boom, you go back and you're on land, on another island,
Exactly.
and it might be an inhabited one, and then you'll survive. You just like guess the coordinates of wherever you came from. America seems to be
I see.
42, 70. What's this one? 16. All right, let me enter that into the nether coordinate thing. All right, let's go into the nether, guys. Let's build another portal. Let's teleport to America.
America takes you straight to Texas.
America.
Oh, that's where real America happens. Yeah. Also, if
That's
you're
where
from
real
Texas,
America is.
I don't hate you. You're cool. I like Texas people. They're nice for some reason. They're very nice, from my experience at least.
Are they? I mean, I'm sure they are.
Yeah,
I guess I just don't know that many people from Texas.
I guess people from every state are bad, though. I feel like a lot of states are pretty much the same, but we don't like the Californians. I'm joking.
Why?
They're a majority of the country. I'm joking. Well, you know what I mean.
They have the majority of our
I mean,
country.
they're the most populated state.
They have like 12% of the country's population.
I'm saying that they're the biggest state. Like they're the most inhabited.
The biggest state is actually, Alaska.
I meant
think
they're the most populated state. Why must you start this
The
argument?
most populated state is Mexico.
All right, as I
Okay,
was
right.
saying, what do states have to do with the island? Right, we need more stuff to talk about the island before we end the podcast. All right, ideas.
I don't know. I think we're pretty set. We build another portal and then spawn to the U.S.
Oh wait, but actually, you could probably build a boat and just do it quicker. I mean, 6 wood doesn't seem that hard to get. You could probably get that from one tree. 6 planks. Wait, that's
true.
not 6 planks. That's I don't know.
No, it's 5 planks. It's 5 planks. And if you're playing on Bedrock Edition, it'd be 5 planks and a shovel.
I think it'd be pretty easy. Pretty easy, man. You could just build a boat. You'd probably want to build a boat, seeing as it'd be cheaper. It would take a little bit longer, but I mean, if the world's in Minecraft scale, it probably wouldn't take that long to get over to America
I would
land.
say that's the thing. Do we have the food to get us to the mainland?
Well, if you're not moving, you really don't use that much food, do you? Do you use food on a boat? Like, how much food do you use on a boat?
No, you don't.
Oh, yeah, so you'd just be set. You just sit there on your
Well,
boat.
you also have to roll. I mean, we're being roll. We're being extraordinarily realistic here. So I just want to say, like, the amount of stamina you'd use up while rowing a boat would be enormous.
Wait, Minecraft has stamina?
No, we're being realistic about building a boat and then having Bedrock Edition, obviously. So I was adding on a very unrealistic feature, which would be stamina.
Although legitimately, could we build a raft with the tree?
I guess you'd have to have the know-how, because I personally have no idea how you would do it. Like, if you could pinpoint where you are and figure out, like, that there's another island with people on it close, then theoretically, in theory, you could build some sort of a raft with, like, a row or something and maybe get over there, but I don't know, man.
Imagine building a raft. Wouldn't be me. I would pay people to build me a raft.
Who'd you pay?
See, guys, I think we're missing the simple solution here. Just swim.
Just swim.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just swim to the mainland. We don't know how many miles it is, but we'll probably get there eventually.
And who needs to worry about sharks and jellyfish and all that? You know what I mean?
Dude, sharks and jellyfish aren't even real, bro.
Yeah,
That's
bro,
true. I'm
it's
sorry.
it's a lie made
I'm
up by
sorry, this sounded
the
so
American
dumb. I
government,
completely
man.
forgot that those were fake. I'm sorry.
Australia and sharks are not real. They're invented by the American government.
Nah, Australia's real, bro.
Australia is not real.
Never
Mate.
seen it. I don't think it's real.
Well, I knew someone from there once.
No, you didn't.
Well,
Don't
he's just a paid
lie.
actor. He's just paid to tell you that he's from there.
Yeah, he's paid by the
It was a
American
she.
government.
Okay,
Oh,
she.
Well,
Okay,
and
sorry.
also,
Sorry for
you
misgendering you.
forgot
And she
overlooked this.
ate my Perry the Platypus cookies, which means she has to be cool and legit.
Okay, well, see, the
No.
thing is, all the people that say they're from Australia are actually from New Zealand, and they're hired by the American
Yeah.
government to say they are.
And when you fly a plane there, they actually drug you, so like it seems like you're in Australia.
Yeah, you're not actually in Australia. You're in Antarctica or South Antarctica. I don't
South
know.
America. It's South America.
No, you're next to the South Pole. Because south equals warm, therefore the South Pole is warm.
No, the South Pole is actually one of the coldest places in the world.
No, it's warm.
Bro,
It's south.
like you imagine being like I feel bad for you, Jacob.
It's warm because it's south. Okay, that's my logic. Leave me with my logic.
That's right. Because there's no equator. The equator actually goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. The farther you go south, the warmer it gets.
Exactly. It's just like the more south you go, the cooler people are. I'm joking. Please don't kill me.
Also, wait. Think about this logic for a second. If you go to the South Pole, and then you walk over the South Pole, you're no longer going south.
Now you're going north.
Exactly. You've been
Bro,
tricked.
I honestly don't know how people think that the world is actually like a globe.
I thought the world
I
was
mean,
a
clearly
cube.
it's in the shape
Yeah,
of a
but
pretzel.
it's obviously a treadmill.
it
like,
is a
get it through your
donut.
head.
What are you on about? It is 100% a donut, my guy.
What if
A
the
donut,
world doesn't
dude,
exist?
It's clearly a dodecahedron.
All right. Yep.
I don't know
He's
what
right.
that is, so it's clearly not. Hunk.
Or actually, what if this is like Here's a Who, and we're actually just a speck of dust on a clover.
It's on a clover, my.
Well, that would explain earthquakes, I guess.
Delicate.
Yo, he right.
All you Californians out there,
tempests.
keep on keeping on. Don't get hurt by earthquake,
Oh
please.
yeah, isn't the San Andreas like 120 years overdue or whatever?
Wait,
It's
isn't
like
that
20
one
years
game?
over.
Isn't that the one like really good Fallout game
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
with that certain mod?
Is it really?
Yeah, it's supposed to go off like it can go off anytime.
Oh, that's really terrifying.
Oh yeah, because you're sort of like near.
Well, yes, but I meant more for the California people because with earthquakes come tsunamis.
Actually, that's more in like high pressure areas and stuff.
Florida.
Like Japan and stuff, because they're so low level and stuff. A lot of seismic activity happens. It's more powerful. Tsunamis are more likely to happen there than they are in California. But I'm not too sure on that, so don't take facts for that.
Well, no,
Hey Siri,
Yeah.
what's seismic activity?
the most reliable source.
Siri. Bro, aren't
She didn't
you
answer
answering
me.
Siri right now?
Hey Siri, how do I understand my friend if they're smarter than me? Yeah, she won't listen. That makes me
Listen,
sad.
if you meet me, you already know that I'm smarter than you, honey.
False. I'm the
Okay.
overly brilliant one. I was just joking.
And the hot
Introductions.
one.
Seismic
Oh, I didn't
activity
either.
is when like the size of the Earth changes. It's like because it's seismic.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, he's got a point there. He can trump me real fast.
And actually, what you're missing is that when the larger it grows, the more it becomes like Mickey Mouse, and that's why it's seismic activity.
Exactly.
Like what you don't know is that that the Earth is actually growing ears until it looks like Mickey Mouse, and then Disney takes over and builds the largest hidden Mickey in the universe.
Or it's either Mickey or an anime cat.
What?
All right, what were we saying?
Talking about anime cats, apparently.
No, I was making a joke about
Oh.
them. I think
You
I think
mentioned them
Smow
first,
gets my joke, man.
sweetheart. No, it's not a joke.
catch.
You secretly
Ah.
want about anime cats.
I swear I don't have a stutter, people
What?
watching this podcast, but I keep stuttering on this, and I don't know why. It's because I didn't get any noodles for dinner. That's why I know that. I didn't eat my noodles.
Oh wow, stereotypes, huh?
What does that have to? What?
I
Yeah,
have some pizza in the fridge.
that's pretty cool. Can you give me some?
I mean, you live on the other end of the country, but I mean,
Yeah,
I guess.
mail it over, bub.
Well, if you mail it over, it's not gonna be good anymore.
I
Who
will
says
I will
I'm
walk
not
up to your
happy?
house and I will slap you. Give me the food.
Yeah, give me food,
Wait, to
Jacob.
my house?
No. Yeah.
I know where
Fodder
you live.
for sustenance.
Sir,
Wait,
I
what?
require sustenance.
All right, go on then, Ari. Where does he live? Go on.
Yeah, you know
Wait,
so
I'm sorry.
much.
Let's
Wait,
see, he
wait, guys. All right, did you just say you require sustenance?
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh, wait.
not this.
Guys, Ari's the
Oh.
imposter.
All right, vote him out. Vote him out. Vote him
No,
out.
no, 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 no,
I'm
no,
gonna vote
no, no, no,
myself
no.
out.
It's the 8th. He vented. No, 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 no. Oh.
Oh my
No, I
gosh.
didn't.
Wait,
Also, though, I
Samuel
do
was
know where he
off the
lives. He lives at. I'm censoring this part. See, guys, I know exactly where he lives. Boom. Look at that.
oh
Boom.
yes, not edited footage.
Yeah, I did not just censor that because I didn't say anything. I definitely know exactly where he lives. I have doxed him. I know
Voting
that
him out.
he
Hold on.
lives in probably in North America. Boom.
Actually, what you didn't know is that I live in Antarctica,
Oh.
next to the equator.
You lied to me.
Next to the
Jacob.
equator.
Got you there.
I'm next
Yeah,
to the
it's the
South
equator
Pole.
that's right next to the South Pole.
Ah.
If
How hot is
my
it there right
money-
now? Is it like 120 right now?
Actually, it's 150, but thanks for asking.
Man. What do you do
Man, that's
to
actually
deal with
really
the
cold.
temperature?
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cold
What do I
for
do to
South
cool off?
Pole. It's really cold for the South Pole. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a common
I
joke on the
know.
channel. I'm just gonna tell people about the South Pole being really, really hot. People are just gonna be like so confused and think I'm actually stupid. Look, man, I'm not stupid. I know that the South Pole is hot. I know it.
I'm not stupid. I'm just educated.
Yeah, I'm just educated correctly.
We
I'm
went to our
not
biology
stupid.
class.
I'm just not educated.
I'm not stupid. I just don't know how to read.
See, I passed Spanish class. I know what Cinco de Mayo is.
Hola, amigo.
Cinco
¿Cómo
de
estás,
Mayo.
por favor?
Also, wait, guys, wait? Are you guys taking biology right now?
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh.
the
That's
letdown,
biology.
the letdown. Oh, you're like, oh no, they don't do biology,
Oh.
man.
That
makes me sad. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, man. It's the mitochondria, man. Powerhouse of the cell, man.
Oh, dude. The mitochondria, though. Pretty nice.
It's the powerhouse of the cell, man.
Powerhouse,
Wait,
man. It's a
the what?
powerhouse. Yeah, it's just like that 8-foot tall vampire from Resident Evil. Powerhouse.
Okay.
Powerhouse, man. Powerhouse, yeah. Well, see how she does it is, well, while you're simping, secretly she's loading her gun. So that's the strategy.
Bro, I do that on a daily.
You simp or you load your gun.
Both things.
Oh.
Both. I simp for my gun.
Big vampire. Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait,
Imagine not.
is the changer off?
It's on still. Yeah, so this is where the podcast, we should probably start ending the podcast because this is where stuff's going to go downhill. And, yeah.
We're at that point where I think he's right. It's only gonna go downhill from here.
Yeah, it's only gonna go south from here, straight into the equator
Gonna
in
go south.
Antarctica.
All the way to Antarctica. Heck yeah. Should I start playing some end of the...
Not be the goal.
Alright, that's it. Oh my goodness. So I guess we can all say goodbye to the audience, however big that may be. Our audience is currently like nobody, but goodbye. Goodbye. If whoever's watching this, if you're watching this, you're probably not normal. So,
you're not supposed to say that to the audience.
holy crap. If you watch this, you no wait, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. If you watch this, you're quirky, and
I'm so quirky.
your mom is proud of you. All right. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that means goodbye, viewers, and don't worry, we are very, very okay.